Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Whew. That's much better. Whoever is on, I see you, I see you. So if you can give me an all clear on the volume. Hey, Trisha. And all that good groovy stuff, that would be wonderful. Hi, Robin. So I thought I would get on a couple minutes early to conquer any technical problems because man, oh man. Hey, Facebook user, I don't know who you are. Ooh, I love your name, Cookie Lee. I love that. All good. Lois. Oh, I love seeing what people are available to come at different times. Awesome. One sec. Hi, Melissa. All right. So let's see, we have about a minute here. So today I just wanted to really quick go over the setup procedures with the jewel loom. And oh, well, I'm glad you didn't take a nap, Cookie. I want to take a nap. I only got like 5 hours of sleep last night. Um, but yeah, so there were a couple of people in the group who sadly broke their jewel looms, and it just kills me anytime I see that. It's like roadkill. I'm like, I can't. Um, and so there are well over 100,000 jewel looms out there in the universe throughout the world, and sometimes it happens. And we've talked about it before. Beadalon is unbelievably awesome at sending out the new looms. This past weekend, I chose to take it upon myself to send a couple people replacements, but it really does need to go through Beadalon, which means that you can still send me your name and address and tell me about it because it is my baby. But then what we'll do is we'll have Beadalon send it to you. So it'll just, work better that way. So, oh wow, Gwen, really? First time? That's so cool. So yeah, so I just thought we definitely need to revisit the setup procedures, talk about the loom, and just get on the same page with how to use the metal rod and all of that good stuff. All right, so listen, um, no, don't be scared. Don't be scared that it's going to happen to you. What everyone needs to keep in mind is that the plastic is flexible, okay? It's not bendable, first of all. I mean, that's really psychologically, you really need to understand that. So, you can see that it has some flex, right? But there's no way that it's going to bend or it will absolutely snap. So just keep that in mind. We've also talked about if the loom gets too cold, that this season here in California has been unbelievably chilly. Like, I can't even tell you. Like, I keep waiting for it to stop. Like, when are we going to get some heat? It's really been cold. And back in the studio area, I noticed that some of my looms were like stiff. Like, I couldn't even move them. And so we've talked about even just rubbing the jewel loom, to get those particles or whatever you want to call them, loosened up. And just to see, yeah, look at, that's so weird how that works, but Yeah, the process. Very interesting. Very interesting. So the next thing is the rod. So the rod comes in the kit, and we've also touched a little bit about the two ends of the rod, right? Now, I've already adjusted this one. It's kind of hard. You know what? I'm actually going to use, let's see, that's probably a better shot. There we go. So you can see the two, the two ends, right? And the thing is that sometimes these two ends will be bent in too much. And so I will take my flat nose pliers and ever so slightly, I will bring them back if I find that I'm having a hard time getting the rod into my loom. Okay. So what we're going to do from there, and first of all, okay, we need to have, where's the therapist? I'm seeing a lot of this. This is my fear. This is my fear. We need to eliminate that word, okay? Because you're bringing it to the party and it does not have any room in the party. It needs to let go. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid at all, okay? If you follow what I tell you to do, you will be fine. All right, so we're going to get rid of that. That's a promise, everybody. Pinky swear. Get rid of the word fear. Okay, you're going to be fine. And listen, even if something were to happen, I just told you, Beadalon will ship out a replacement loom, no charge. So don't worry about it. Just, you'll be good. All right. So what we're going to do, and let me just get back into the camera here. All right, so I have the loom in front of me. And my rod is ready to insert into the jewel loom. And this end of the jewel loom is closest to my body. And this end is furthest from my body. And so I'm going to take the rod and I'm going to take the bent part and put it into the hole that is closest to me. And this is where sometimes I will, you know what, I'm going to stand up. This is where sometimes I will, let's see, get back in the camera. I will even hold it up to my body, okay? And then I will take the front of the loom and then snap that in, just like that. Now, I think what's happening is that when people go to remove their loom and they find that there's resistance, they're trying to possibly work with that resistance instead of turning the loom around. So for instance, let's see. If I were to go take out the rod right now, and I got a little bit of a struggle, like I do, what I would choose to do is turn it around, okay, and look at what happened. So it's kind of like you're balancing that tension, and once the rod snaps in, if you go to remove it and it wouldn't come out, all you got to do is turn the loom around. And you need to breathe. Okay, let's do it again. All right. So I'm going to take the rod, put it into the bottom hole, and then I just use my tummy that God gave me. I bring the loom up, snap the rod in, just like that. Okay. Now, again, say I'm going to go and take the rod out, and actually it worked that time. No problem. Snap it back in. Turn it around. Let me see if I get some resistance from this angle. Yep, look at that. I got a little resistance. So I know it's not going to come out easily. So I turn it around and look what happens. It pops right out. So I think that there's kind of like this, oh my gosh, it's not coming out. And then you might get a little frustrated and then you might start to use some of your strength, and you know, it, for whatever reason, you've had some breakage. Again, it's not common, but it absolutely has happened. And, it breaks my heart, but it's a flexible plastic. And, if too much pressure is put onto it, then yeah, it's probably, it's a possibility that it's going to snap. But again, okay, got the rod, placing it into the hole that's closest to my body, right? And then I'm just going to come up here, I grab it and then pop it in. And when I go to take it out, All right, see, I'm having a really good, it's working on this one. But can you kind of, I wish you could kind of almost like feel, but can you kind of see that I'm not really, I'm not like really bringing it up too, like, right? It's just like this easy flow upward towards me, snap it in. And then if I have a problem taking it out, which I'm not having one, but say it was this way, right? And I go to take it out and then look at it locks. I know it's not coming out that way. So I turn it around again and poof. So just take it a little easy. Don't beat yourself up, and bummer if it does snap. There's, I mean, seriously, there has to be at least 100,000 jewel looms out there since 2013. I'm sure, you know, and, it happens, but it's not like it happens a lot. And it's just, don't beat yourself up. Y'all are like breaking my heart because you're like, it's my fault. I didn't do it right. Don't be so hard on yourself. I know that there's a lot of pressure. I was kind of thinking about this on my walk last night. There's so many, I think COVID has brought the online opportunities like way up to the surface, right? And it's awesome. But there's so much. You've got so many groups, and every company has a group and a box and a this and a that. And I was thinking to myself as a consumer last night on my walk with Marlon Brando, man, you're, just reading some of the comments about how people were kind of being hard on themselves. Um, I thought, there's just a lot of pressure to create, and that's not what being creative is about. There shouldn't be any pressure. So I really want you to, I want you to chill out. Take it from the California girl, and just, and Nicole's holding space over there in Florida, right? So us coast girls, just breathe, take it easy. It's not your fault. It's not your fault at all. And if it does happen, then, Beetalon will gladly replace it. So I think what I want to do as well is I want to go ahead and do a little warping just to kind of show you the tension. So I'm going to snap that in again, and let me get adjusted here. Whoop, fall off my chair. So I'm going to turn, yeah, let's go this way. And I'm actually getting set up to do a demo with the pyramid beads. So I'm super excited about that. And okay, so this part of the camera, I guess we're kind of maybe a little upside down, but hey, so what we want to do, so this part is towards me. That's the bottom. It's towards my torso here, my belly. I'm going to take the hemp, and then I just do like a little loop, and then I'm going to place that on the button, and I tighten it up, and I'm going to give it a nice little pull. So I love the hemp so much because we can be a little bit stronger. The leather we have to be so careful with. And we're going to tug that one more time. Okay. And then I'm going to see how I hold the loom too. A lot of people have been talking about how it's got like a little bit of a wiggle like it's mama. And again, keep in mind, it's a very, very, very lightweight plastic, flexible. I don't even think this thing weighs but maybe an ounce or two, right? So it's never going to be a piece of wood, like with the goddesses or the fiber loom, it has more of an opportunity to stay in the same place, where the jewel loom and the baby loom, they're plastic. So watch how I'm holding my loom and how I work with it. Hey, Debbie. So I have my hand, right, and I'm holding it. I'm cradling the loom. And then I just place the hemp down on one of the grooves. And then I'm going to flip it over. And the tension, right, that I have, it's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. Like, I don't want it to be loose because then that first warp is going to be all wonky. So I do have a nice grip on it. So see how that's nice and straight. And then once again, I take and I'm flipping it. I'm going to go around that back button. And for the pyramids, I'm skipping 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then I'm flipping it again. And I'm going to skip 7. And then I turn it around. And I can almost eyeball 7 these days. And I'm going to be doing 3 pyramids for a project I'm working on for later today. And you see how I just keep flipping the loom? So it's not like the loom ever really stays at this point. It's not like stationary because it's got to flip around in order to warp it. Okay, so that looks good. Flip it one more time. And now what I'm going to do is, let me come up to the camera. So I'm just wrapping that hemp. The cool thing too is like the hemp just kind of tucks itself in underneath the button. I'm going to wrap it, whoa, one more time. Super cool. You can almost feel it click into position there. Okay. And I'm going to grab my scissors here and go ahead and cut that. And the cool thing is I can just, in this situation, I can actually tie these 2 tails together. Right, exactly, Nicole. Okay. And then I'm just going to trim that, maybe trim a little more off of that guy, and tuck these under so they're not in the way. And now when I flip it over, I've seen some take the bar out once it's wrapped for more tension. So it was always intended that at this point with the warps, and see, this is good warp, right? They're all nice and taut. Usually if you lose your tension, it's on the first or the last one. So this is really good. But yeah, Cookie, so the intention was always and is that once you get your loom warped, you remove your rod. And I have seen other people teach where you you keep the rod in. But the whole concept of the jewel loom is that you take the rod out so that there's more tension, right? So that your warps get more taut. So what I'm going to do is, let me just make sure I'm in a good spot here with the camera. I take my pointer. Whoopsie, where'd it go? I take my pointer, right? That's my finger. And I place it over the warps. And if I need to, I'm telling you, God gave us these beautiful bellies for more than one reason. So I'll put it up against my chest like that. Oh, you're almost getting like both shots. Too funny. And I'll take the rod and then I just pop it out. Okay. So again, if I went to go take that rod out and it wasn't budging, what would I do? I would turn the loom around, right? So there's this, I know Robert probably has the engineering words, or Wyatt, where you have the 2 holes and there's more of it's being hung on to on the other end. It's interesting how you can do that, how you just swoop the loom around and then there's less of it holding it together in that hole. I'm probably not saying all of that correctly, but hopefully you understand. Okay, but don't take it out with leather. That's not okay. Let's talk about that. Okay. First of all, do y'all feel a little bit better about the rod and everything? I hope. Okay. I was saying to to one of my team members this morning, I was like, it's almost like I need to demonstrate it, every Monday morning. Here's your reminder. Um, okay, so why wouldn't we take the rod out? Or when would we not take it out? Um, when we were working on the February subscription box project, I took the rod out after I had warped the loom with the leather cord. And I think that I had shown you where it flatlined, like it stretched. Um, some leather cords that have been coated with a coloring seem to not stretch as much. So it's going to be kind of one of those like, do I roll the dice? Do I leave it in? Do I take it out with the leather? I would just say probably to be safe, leave it in. Any type of stretchy material, obviously, if you take the rod out, it's going to stretch and it's going to flatline, right? Your warps are not going to be all bouncy, right? They're not going to be. Let's see, where's the shot? Right there. It's going to be flat, definitely. When I warped with old denim one time, I don't know if y'all remember that, but I left the rod in because there was no oomph. There was nothing to keep the warp stabilized. So I kept the rod in that time. The leather. Again, anything that's stretchy, any type of stretchy material, because once you take the rod out, the whole thing is that, see, the tension. Right? The warps get more taut. They get more tight. So yeah, I'd probably keep it in with, if I was warping with the leather. You don't have to with the hemp. You can see the hemp is super strong. Wildfire, any of your beading threads, you definitely want to take the rod out. If you're going to shred cotton, or I didn't have that problem. I didn't have a problem with the sari ribbon when I was warping with sari ribbon. I didn't have I didn't have a problem taking the rod out. It didn't flatline on me. But it could, if your ribbon is not that strong. So, but yeah, okay. Debbie says, "Don't strong arm the rod. Stay loose." I like that. Yeah, it's you really got to look at the ends of the rod. If they're too bent in, obviously I can look at the rods now and go, yeah, that's bent. Let me see if I've got one over here. Whoa, somehow I have 4. Okay, so this is the one I just used. Hey, Judith. Let me see. Yeah, see, those are, I've already been working with these, but you could just, this one might need to be moved a little bit. So you can kind of tell, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell on camera. Oh my goodness. But that's always something to look at. If the ends of the metal rod are pointed too far, in. If you were having a hard time getting the rod into your loom, that would be something I would look at first, right? Is taking the flat nose and then just ever so carefully adjusting it. It's like a hair. So I hope that helped you. I hope that you feel more confident in warping. And I mean, I still have looms from 2013 that are in this state from doing demos. And there was one time, I think when I went out to JTV, I had, in late 2013, I had put like a bazillion looms in my carry-on. And then I was so tired at the end, I checked my carry-on, on the flight. And I thought, oh my God, what did I do? They're going to put all those heavy suitcases on it, and all my poor looms are going to be smushed. And they weren't. So they're actually really, really, really sturdy. I just think that there's perhaps sometimes when they get cold, somebody was just asking me that. I don't have another flat one laying around, but really, I just literally was like warming it up with my hands. Um, and it's almost like you could tell, like if it doesn't want to budge, that's all I would do is just warm it up with my hands. So I found the easiest way to pop the rod out is using a flat surface. I use a mug coaster. Okay. So for like your platform, you mean, so that it's like sturdy in one spot and then you're just popping it out, Judith? Is that what you mean? I think that's what she means. Hi, Amber. So cool. I hope that's helpful. I have a presentation this evening with the Bead Society in Milwaukee, and I'm super stoked about that. I need to get ready for that. And tomorrow is a private lesson in our paid subscription box group, so I'm really excited about that to finish the May project. And on Wednesday, we have the Bead Weave Create, which will be the demonstration of the beaded looped kits, the earth tone kits. And then on Thursday is our very first Ask Jules. Well, no, it's not our very first. It's our third. It's the third time we've done it. It's the first time this month. And so we'll be doing that. And if you have a question or you want to show me something, I haven't decided if it's going to be a Zoom because I've been having problems with Zoom, but I can invite up to 10 people here on StreamYard. So I'll let you know that for sure. What does Melissa say? I have to tell you, thank you so very much. I put an order for Beads Friday and they arrived today. Holy guacamole. They are beautiful and super excited they arrived so quick. Thank you so much. And watching you gives me courage. Yay. I'm so happy to hear that, Melissa. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Sabrina. I place the coaster against the end of the rod, gently put on pressure, easy to remove. Okay, that's cool. Tomorrow, Nicole, did I say 4 or 4:30? 4:30. I think 4:30 my time. So 7:30. And then I asked about the last all live. I think I said, do you want to do it on a Tuesday morning, mid-afternoon, or a Saturday for the final? But tomorrow is at 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. Yeah. And we do have some openings for June, so if anybody's interested, please let me know that. I think there were maybe 2 or 3 spots left. I place the coaster, what time it works. Okay, I don't know who that is, but I like your, oh, that's so cool. All right, I'm just cruising through here to see, isn't there a type of material, not hemp, but something else? Okay, so I think we talked about all of that. Yep. Agree, Nicole, 1000% on chilling like villains. Okay. And it's me and the caster. The coaster. That's funny because you went from Judith to Facebook user. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. And I really hope to see you Thursday. Again, that's your opportunity to bring your project. Some examples of what we did. The last couple of times, um, oh my goodness, these flowers are beautiful, but they're driving my sinuses crazy. It's like, ugh, I'm gonna have to go put them outside. What the heck was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So Sue brought her projects to one of the events, and it was just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to like see her talk about her color, talk about her weave, maybe what she could do. Why was she having like a gap in her pyramid bracelet? We discussed that, and maybe what she could do to fix it. And then Amber had, gosh, Amber, you had a couple of projects, and it was really fun to kind of have this brainstorm about how you could do something or fix something or look at color palettes together, technique. It's really a wonderful thing. I'm only doing that with this free group. um, so it's in the free Jewel Loom bead weaving community group that it happens, and it's like one of the perks of being in here. And yeah, so super stinking cool. All right, Kelly says, "Love your loom, so much easier." Aw, you're sweet. Wish I was on your time. I know. I just wish I could get more sleep. I need to start taking my Serenity. So yeah, lots of fun stuff coming up. Lots of good, fun stuff. Something really amazing is happening, but I can't tell you. I love those. All right. Anyway. Oh, and I got to give a shout out to the YouTubers. So we're streaming into the Jewel Loom page, the Jewel Loom group, and the Jewel Loom YouTubers. So hey, YouTubers. It's kind of cool to like see that people like to watch from the YouTubes. They don't necessarily come onto Facebook, and so that's why I love StreamYard so much, is because you can do that. You can stream into these different places, and it's just super cool. Oh, and if you don't know, the texting is back. So, I thought I was making a good decision by moving my texting community over to where my email lives, but it didn't turn out the way I thought. And then I thought, well, maybe we could do this other thing, but there's too much of a learning curve with that thing. So, over the weekend, I was like, this is ridiculous. So we went back to the original texting community. The number is 805-768-0568. I think I can type that in. So 1-805-768-0568. And what's going to happen is you will be prompted by a couple of things, because like you have to, here comes the number, there it is right over there. You have to give permission, just like when you sign up for email. And nothing is shared, nothing is sold, and I will not spam you. In fact, there's a lot of people who were in it, and they can tell you, like, I don't bother you every day, and I only text you when it's relevant. If you're in the subscription box community, what I do is, like, people will say May, so I have an ability to like put everybody into like these little different communities. And so if I only want to talk to the sub people, then I can send them a message. And it's totally free from the place of texting, except for you have to know what your plan is. So if you have unlimited texting, which I feel is pretty much like what is out there these days, you're probably just fine. I didn't ever have anybody say, Jules, I can't do this because I don't have a plan. So I think it's common that unlimited texting is a part of your plan. So, but you would want to, if anything, check on that. I have heard a couple people who are on Android get like a weird message when they were signing up, but it was irrelevant to them getting through. So that's the only thing. Took a picture. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, so you could think of it as a customer service type of um, communication, where if you're looking for your order or, whatever, you can use that for that. I'm using it for the subscription boxes. I'm using it to, I think a couple of times before, I had sent a special code just for people that were in the texting group for shopping. So there's stuff like that. And then there's random inspiration. When I went to the Santa Barbara Gym Show, I took some pictures and I just shared it with everybody. And it's just a great alert. So if I'm coming on, I can text the entire community and say, hey, don't forget I'm getting ready to come on. Because not everyone's just like sitting around living on Facebook. I hope you're not. So it's a great way. It's a great way to communicate. So yeah, please join. And again, your list, your name, your phone number, nothing is sold, nothing is shared. I'm not going to spam you. People like, whether you like him or not, but people like Gary V, he's huge. He's one of the big business guys out there. Mark, not Zuckerberg, the other one, the basketball. Why can't I forget it? Why can't I remember his name right now? And then there's just like some really cool creatives who have this platform. So it's all legit. I pay for it. So I think that's good. Are we good? Yeah, join. Yay. All right, I'm trying to keep these things a little bit tighter and shorter so that y'all can get what you need and then go do your thing. So I will see the subscription group tomorrow at 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. I will see everybody on Wednesday at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time. I will see the Jewel Loom bead weaving community people on Thursday at 1 p.m. And we're doing all kinds of things. I have a marketing person that's helping out with some stuff, and so if you see some things happening, that's what that is. Because it's a lot for one woman. The one woman band. Okay, but there's more of me now. So, okay, you guys, I appreciate you so, so much. So, so much. That's why I added that texting back in. I'm constantly thinking how I can better serve you, constantly. So, yeah. And there'll be a new Inspirations by Juliana Beads in a Bag kit for June. But on Wednesday, we're going to do the loops. So if you bought that kit, we're going to be doing the loops. And then the next Wednesday, we'll finish off our bracelet. And then we'll start in June with a new color combination. I don't know that I'm going to have the ocean combination curated for June, but I think that beautiful, rich, sexy purple combination, yum nums. I might sprinkle something like a really cool emerald in there. Ooh, that would be delish. I loved you. This is what makes me shine. This is like, whoa. Okay. All right. And I will see you. That's all I have to say. See y'all.